The United States, the land of the free, the home of the brave, and the sanctuary of the stereotype. For the past 100 years, the United States has been the leading nation in social stereotyping, from the revolution of the hippie during the 1960s to the introduction of hair bears during the 1980s. And over the past 5 years, several new stereotypes have popped up due to new and worse than the 80s hip trends expressed by the youth majority in the US. So what exactly is wrong with our Western allies? Hello, I'm Clive Pritchard, and today we'll be looking at one of these stereotypes in this week's episode of the BBC, The Habits of the Average American White Girl. Of course, we had to travel overseas to get a closer look. My crew and I flew over to the American province of California to a small town called Davisville, a place abundant with white girls. American white girls are generally characterized by the following characteristics: long blonde or brunette hair, brand name clothes like Abercrombie & Fitch, with annoyingly vibrant colors such as bright pink, and irritatingly Californian accents, using the word like after every single word. And to further our research, we took to the streets of Davisville, collecting opinions from passers-by, and this is what they said. Alright, when you think of a white girl, what do you think of?
Yoga pants, Uggs, and Starbucks.
Pumpkin lattes.
I think of someone very pale at the mall.
Uggs, Starbucks, Dutch Bros, Starbucks.
There's certain buzzwords that I think really set off just the raw emotion of the white girl, such as totes and chill. These things, they really capture the essence of the white girl.
Prior to our arrival, we asked the family of a white girl to allow our crew to document her daily activities. This is the day in the life of Stephanie Jackson. Stephanie's day starts at about 5 a.m. in the morning, even though her school doesn't start until 7:45. Why? She requires an hour to put on her makeup, and then an additional hour trying on every single combination of clothing she has in her wardrobe. More of this. Hey, could you bring the trolley back in? Next is breakfast. Are you bloody serious? And now it's off to school.
No, we still gotta go, Starbucks.
Oh, well in that case, before she goes to school, she goes to Starbucks, the local coffee shop.
Oh my god, will you just stop narrating my life, okay?
Well, it's for the purpose of
Okay, shh! Okay, whose car is this?
Yours,
Yes, why don't you say it one more time? One more time. Whose car is this?
your car.
My car. Okay, so what we're gonna do when we're in my car is we're gonna be quiet, we're gonna not narrate my life, and we're gonna listen to Katy Perry, okay?
Alright.
Alright?
Sure.
Sound good? Great.
And so every morning, Stephanie stops by Starbucks, a local coffee shop that not only sells bad coffee, but also commits outright robbery.
Absolute robbery!
And finally, it's off to school. And not at all surprisingly, her school routine consists of little, if none at all, academics. The school day begins with the first period, spent doing her nails. The second period is spent sleeping. The third academic period is often used to complain to a chatty friend who happens to be sitting next to her thanks to an unscrupulous maths teacher with no judgment with seating charts. The fourth period is spent practicing the cup song, further proving I will never watch the film Pitch Perfect. After the fourth period is the school's lunch break, which Stephanie often spends watching her calories. After lunch is the fifth period, in which Stephanie has physical education, with an emphasis on physical. The sixth period is used to redo makeup, and the seventh period, the last period of the day, is spent updating social media sites, such as Snapchat. After school, Stephanie heads home, picking up an extra Starbucks on the way. While alone, she tends to watch Netflix, selecting either Pretty Little Liars or the film Mean Girls for the 43rd time this week. After growing bored of Netflix, she often resorts to taking photos with her iPhone, and not just any photos. These pictures, she claims, are works of the art of photography.
My work is really deep.
And just how deep can it get? As deep as a spoon. According to Stephanie, even a spoon can be a deep focus for a photograph. All you have to do is take a picture of the object, paste a quote over it, select a filter, and then post it to her Instagram as an inspirational photo. She posts hundreds of these photos on her Instagram every week, along with her selfies, racking up a grand total of about 1,000 images a week. Now today, we find Stephanie hanging out at the local Starbucks with her friends. Keep in mind, the pack only moves in odd numbers, as she repeatedly says she can't even. However, if we get too close, we might get friend-zoned. Let's take a look.
I'm so awesome. Sorry, girls. Oh my geez, Zach.
You know I'd like to get my chip, right?
Yeah, we know.
So, let's see. How
spit it out?
do I put it? Do you want to maybe go to a movie sometime?
No, maybe not. I like movies.
What about dinner?
Let me think. Maybe not. Sorry, Chip. It's not you. It's just you're not my type. Okay, you're just not my type. I'm sorry. Thank you, though. It's so flattering. I hope I didn't hurt your feelings and whatnot.
Okay. I tried.
Oh my god. You guys actually really want to know what my type is, you know? Like the guy. Oh, like that. The guy in the yellow hat. He'll be over here in like a few minutes. Trust me. See? What did I tell you?
Hey there.
Hi.
My name is Mr. Wright. I heard someone was looking for me.
Very funny, Mr. Wright. What's your real name?
Alex. Alex Wright. What's yours?
Stephanie Jackson?
How about I just call you mine instead?
You know what? How about you just call me later?
You saw that, right? What's up?
Okay, let's go. Let's go, ladies. This way or something? Oh, wait, your drink. Oh, jeez.
I have no words.
Wait, Clive, you're still here? Did you go back to like the UK or something?
Speaking of which, we'll get going. However, before returning to the UK, I took the liberty to have a small interview with Stephanie Jackson. What do you feel about the stereotype of the white girl being applied to you?
I feel like we are incredibly underestimated, our intelligence, our smarticle particles. You know what I was doing in my last period? I actually took a break from practicing the cup song. I don't know if you've ever seen this, but I like to draw.
Oh yeah.
I like to draw. I drew that. I don't know if that's impressive. I mean,
really?
it's like a work in progress, but it's just my way of expressing like my feelings, sort of. Does that make sense?
Of course it does.
Don't underestimate our intelligence. We may not seem like the brightest crayons in the box. Don't underestimate the crayons that maybe aren't the brightest ones.
And so there you have it. The stereotype has been busted by one of its own. Now, what we're hoping here at the BBC is that you will realize that you shouldn't judge a person by the stereotype they're associated with, but instead look past it and see them for who they truly are. Sadly, the United States does not have a reputation for realizing this. We hope that through the series, they will come to a revelation and strive for change. Real change. Thank you for watching this episode of the BBC, and tune in next week for our segment on British reporters. Are they really as bland as we think? Wait, who wrote this script? Hey, Mr. Producer.
I put that in. It was to go along with our segment on the Brits' love of tea.
Wait, whoa, there was a section on that. Why wasn't I told by the writer?
No. Oh, goodness.
Look,
Why
I've
don't
got
you guys just drink Starbucks?
Stephanie, this is a serious
Really?
This is a serious
It's just
BBC
as
Martin.
good.
Look, I am a powerful man. I've got lots of money. I am young. I have lots of pounds stored in a bank somewhere in Frankfurt, and I will put you in
Why
safe
is
places.
it in
if
the
you don't-
Cayman Islands? Why don't you go to an offshore bank account? Why Frankfurt? You can
Because
get
I
taxed
felt like
there.
it. I've got secure banks. I've got connections there. Look, that's not the point. The point is, why are you putting these
Why don't you
sections?
guys just drink Starbucks?
That Starbucks is not going to help anything. No, we don't have that in London. No, we don't do that. We drink tea. We drink authentic British tea. Do you hear that? Britain, we drink tea here. Bloody hell.